Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on the ridge, the sun is out and we can work outside again. Well, today we're going to be working inside and outside, putting it all together. That's right, we've got our solar off-grid project and we've got to get ground wire. See this big old heavy 6-gauge ground wire? We've got raceways and 200 amp panels and inverter panels. We've got all kinds of bus bar boxes. We need to tie it all together. We need to tie it to the ground rods. We got 2 ground rods for our power shed. We need to make it all become one. No step potential here, so let's see what we got to do today. On each column of our solar array out there, we've got a DC disconnect for 2 strings per column. And we've also got a ground rod under the closest and the farthest away column. So there's 2 ground rods and 3 columns of grounds, and all of that runs through the trench and to this ground rod right here. And also the PV grounds go into each of our 6000 XP inverters by EG4. So we've already got that part done, but today I've got to get this heavy ground wire here, right? We got this, I showed you a second ago. This is actually a 8 gauge, not 6 gauge. I kind of misspoke. But we got to run it from the 200 amp panel down and connect each of these raceways. Right now these raceways are isolated, right? We got PVC conduit on both sides, which is not ground anything. So we got to put 8 gauge grounds to each of these raceways, these troughs, and also our 600 amp bus below it. Those are 2 separate panels. So we have to get those grounded both to the raceways and each other. And right through this 2-inch conduit that goes all the way around, we've got 6 gauge ground going to our EG4 LLS batteries. And hopefully you've already seen the video of us doing all the grounds for those. That turned out really, really nicely there. Very, very happy with that. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do today. Of course, we've also got to get the ground rod that's outside the power shed here. There's a ground rod below the 200 amp panel connected to the ground rod just outside the door there that connects to the solar array ground rods. Everything must be connected. All right, once we get the trench on the other side drained, I should be able to get a clamp on this ground rod right here and run the cable through that little erosion ditch right there under the shed to the other side and get a clamp on that ground rod again once I get all that water out of there. So that's the plan for today. I got this trench under the solar array all pumped out. We can see that the pump right there has done its job. But let's go over and check the other side of the power shed where we got to work today. All the work I did pumping this out, getting the conduit to stay down, and just filled right back up again. I'm almost immediately in that rain. So one thing I did do was dig this little trench right here. I dug that trench so it wouldn't fill up and overflow into my conduit for the well pump there. I pulled it up a little bit, but I didn't want to pull it up too much because the bottom, you know, falling in like that. So I just dug that little trench, and it did a really good job yesterday keeping it drained below a certain level, because it was overflowing over even by the power shed over there. Yeah, it was all the way up over this. So luckily that, you know, all went down. But I've got to get over there and work next to the wall. As the sun moves, you can see I've got to get down in there. Yep. That is deep, and I got to get to that ground right there. I've got to get a clamp on there and get a ground and connect to the other side, which of course we've already got it pumped out. Let's go check that out. Yeah, this one right here all pumped out, but look at what we got. Bees coming down here. There's bees trying to get to the water. Look at that. Can you see it? There's a honeybee right there. Little bitty honeybee. What you doing, girl? What you doing? Before we start working in the power shed, and go ahead and get this sump pump doing its thing here real quick. Get it plugged in, and this may take a while, but we got a lot of work to do inside today. So, and then whenever we get done with that, we'll come out and hopefully be able to work on our outside ground rods. There we go. It's pumping. Before I can run the ground wires, I've got to get the path from the raceways down to the bus enclosures. So off camera, I went ahead and, man, this was, you guys seen me do it before, that's why I did it off camera. You see those holes right there in the top of these bus boxes? I drilled a pilot hole, and then I used a stepper bit to get it out big enough so I can use my VVOR hydraulic knockout set right there. And I got those big 1.5 inch holes put in. Look at all the, I mean, was tons and tons of metal fines, and I cleaned everything out really well. Look right here. This is what I got knocked out. That's all metal fines and the knockout pieces. That's pretty rough. So back over here, now that I got the big ones done, I did save some for us. We can see right here. And I made sure that I didn't get the wires nicked or anything. Push them all back. Again, I'll have the DC in the front and the AC in the back. But I got these pilot holes, right? I did that with a drill and a stepper bit. Now I've got to use, again, the VVOR hydraulic knockout, 1.5 inch. And then once we get those knocked out, we can put these bushings in. And the bushings will allow the cables to pass through. Now, Tim, you don't have any conduit. You're going to see exposed red and black wires. Well, guys, the battery cables are 48 volts DC, okay, below 50 volts, and not required to actually be in conduit. I know I ran it in conduit from the batteries and everything. I really didn't have to. I could have done those in open air all the way around, but I wanted to look good and actually protect it a little bit too. I mean, the more protection, the better. The charge verter here, right, will go through that hole right here. You can see I've already got the bushing in this one, right? So the charge verter cables that plug in right there will go straight up into there, and then the charge verter cables will go down in this hole and connect positive, negative. And of course, the inverter 1, 2, and 3 battery cables will go out these big 1.5 inch there, go down through 1, 2, and 3. And also, so you'll see a little, if you look down, you'll see red and black wires going through there. There'll be plastic bushings to protect them. And we're going to have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. That way everything's balanced. Okay, so now, knowing all that, we got to get some 1.5 inch knockouts done. So I saved this because it's pretty cool. All right, I had to finagle this a little bit because I really can't. Ideally, I should have cut these holes, you know, before the panels were mounted, but that's just not the way I got it because I really didn't know the plan yet. So now that I got this one, I got the die down below. So now I can tighten this valve. Let's see if we can get it to cut. And then the problem may be trying to get it out once it pops. All right, we broke. All right, so now let me see. Oh, no problem, because with it retracted, it comes right out. This is gonna work great, guys. This is gonna work great. So now all I gotta do is take this off. I may try to do this. Let's see here. Pop it. You can see there's the two pieces. Let's see if I can get that through there. Can I get it in the hole? If I can just get it in the hole. Let me see. That's retracted, right? That's the hard part. It's so close. Okay, so close. I'm gonna have to take this out and do it the same way I did that last one. Now, a lot of you are asking, why didn't I use the knockouts in the back? Well, I want to keep my DC in the front, plus none of those were 1.5 inch. And I could have used them for pilot holes. But again, I want to keep the DC on the front, the AC on the back. So it just makes sense. So let me get this out. We'll get this next one going. I'll bring you in a little closer. Let's see if we can pop this out. Rock. Oh, come on. Doesn't take much. Here we go. Boom. I think we're through. Yes. You know what? If I keep this retracted, I might, look at that. With it retracted, I can do that and then I can release it. Yes. Next one should be easier. All right. I still got it retracted. So if I take those pieces out of there, with it retracted, I should be able to slide that right over, get in the hole, get the the nut on. Yep, get the nut on. Yeah, this is so much easier, guys. So much easier. All right, so we got to release it now. So it goes down. And you got to release it so you can get enough bite on it. All right, so now it's in the track there. I tighten it up. And is it gonna work? Ooh, make sure it's tight. There we go. Bite, 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 bite. Oh, got it. I might not have it down enough. Was it? I don't think I did. Let me loosen it again. Sorry about that, guys. Don't think I had it tight enough. Well, it is. Okay, let's try it. Maybe I just didn't have it. Okay. Okay, it's going. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. I feel it biting. I don't know why it's like it's losing pressure. Okay. It's just easy is what it is. I second guessed myself and I shouldn't have. It worked just fine. Look at this. Boom! Now I can move down, do the same thing to this one a little bit. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. And we are there. That was much, much easier. Let's go ahead and get one of these bushings. Just gonna set it right down on there. Pop it in place. Same thing right here. Pop it in place. And I gotta do those two and I got 4 down below. So let's go ahead and get all those. Some of y'all asking, why are you barefoot, Tim? Well, I've told you in other videos, it has been muddy, muddy mess out there, and I don't want to get mud in my my pretty clean power shed. But it does wreak havoc on all these metal finds. I've gotten so many splinters in my feet whenever I was doing the drilling the holes out, and that's why I had to keep sweeping it up so I wouldn't get it all over me. It was pretty rough, pretty rough. All right. This one in there. Get in my belly. There we go. All right, so now. So these got to be popped in this direction. Simple, simple. All right, now we can start running ground wires. So on the top left of the 600 amp bus cabinet there, I've got one already, and that goes over to the battery cabinet. I've got a screw right there. I'm going to put a green wire from there to there, and then we're also going to go from that screw down through there to that one down there, and then we'll do one from there over to there to bond these two cabinets, and the one from there down to there. Now that creates a loop like that. It just ensures if I ever disconnect one or one comes disconnected, everything is grounded together. And I'm using the term ground, and really it's bonding. I'm bonding all these cabinets so they are equal potential. None can ever develop voltage without different than the other one. And of course, that bond wire goes all the way back to the 200 amp panel there, which is bonded to ground, the neutral, and that goes down through to the ground rod down below. So again, this is the first means of disconnects from the power source, which is the inverters. That's why that makes this a main panel. All right, I've got my 8-gauge ground wire here. Again, we're bonding. You and I are bonding. We're coming closer, guys. We're being good friends. All right, so I've already got this piece right here. This was left over from over there. And you got to make sure you use the appropriate 8-gauge lugs on 8-gauge wire. And I strip the ends back. Don't strip it too far, otherwise you can't get the bolt head on. And get a real good strong set of crimpers. I mean, these really aren't made for 8-gauge wire. I think the smallest, this is 10-gauge. Yeah, really, this one only goes to 10 here. Well, actually, there's one there. That's with the insulation. Actually, so yeah, I can actually use those, but these give me a real good bite. Yeah, so I already have this one made up. It was left over from the battery. I put an end on it, and that one should go across there. So now I've got to get this off, and we'll start measuring all the other pieces there. Again, I know I could just go from here to there, there to there, there to there, and save this piece, but I already had it extra, and better safe than sorry, that's for sure, with bonding. So, all right, so now I'm gonna go open this up right there, there to there. So let's just cut this piece. All right, and there to there. Cut this piece. And there to there. Cut this piece. All right. That should be it. And this should be enough to reach all the way over to the main 200 amp panel from there. Let you watch me do this one first. I'm not gonna make you watch me do all of them, that's for sure. But you can see me connect them here in just a minute. Get this crimped on here. Again, I do like where'd the other wrench go? Is it hiding from me? What'd I do with it? I lost it. I lost my wrench. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Had to think about it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one here. Get a nice bite. Ugh. All right. And this one here. Again, don't stick it in too far. There we go. Nice bite. And if you look, let's see if I can see. Right in there, there's two little pieces of metal like this. And when you bite in, it pushes them down. Just like that. And that crimps it very, very nicely. All right, so that's that one. All right, let me finish cutting and crimping these. We'll get to installing them. All right, so I go ahead and got all the cables made up. I got this one here, which runs the length. Then I got another one there that runs down. That will go to that lug there. I've got the one here that's going to go from box to box there. And then I got that one that goes up to there. And then the big one here is going to go fish from the panel all the way down through. Now, I noticed when I showed you that crimp I just did, I had to redo. There's the one that has the eye that pushes down, pushes the two sides, and then there's one that kind of closes it all together. I did that on all of them, so it's a two-step process, and it worked out really good. So now I can start taking the bolts out and getting everything connected. I got the unistrut bolt out there. This is the first one. Get both of these put on there. Flip it over there, man. Flip it over. Oh, it's twisted. Okay, there we go. Should be able to get that started. There we go. Good and tight. Good and tight. Perfect. Let's see if I can do this. This is tight quarters and kind of hard to get to. If I can get this put right over the hole. There we go. Get it started. There we go. All right, so that one's good. Let's come over here to this one. We got to do the same thing. Oh, it's tight. I got to twist this around backward. Come off from that angle. Screw into there. Push this one over it. Oh, I'm gonna go over. Let me go over. Make it so much easier. Oh yeah. Oh, I got one more to do. I gotta get this one in. Almost forgot. I gotta have 3. So this one's gotta go in too. So let me just go ahead and pull this out. I can push it back up. Now I got this off. So put this under it, just like that. Yes, there we go. Get it started. Oh, did I drop it? Yeah, I dropped it. I gotta go back in there. You're seeing this real time, guys. Real world problems. All right. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? I had it. Oh, it just dropped. Okay. All right. One last time. This is it, guys. This is it right here. This is it. Get back over. Get back over. There we go. Now I got it in. I'm going to get it tight. Okay. Now I just got to push this back up. And now we got to feed, before I can get the top box, we got to feed the main 200 amp panel cable over. All right, go ahead and got the lug on this. I just got to push it down through. And it should, there we go through. Bring it all the way down. And now we can connect these. Get this out. Oh, I want to do the, yeah, I'll do the bottom. There we go. 1, a 2, and a 3. How many licks does it take? A 3. Perfect. Let's check our progress over here. On this side of the power shed, this trench is almost dry. That's great. Now that the trench is empty and it's dried out a little bit from the sun on this side, I should be able to run this 6-gauge solid conductor, straighten it out till it's straight and rigid, run it straight under the power shed here, and then connect to the existing clamp on this side, and I'll have to put a new clamp in on the other side. Push all the way through, come up, angle it like that, and we'll also have another one coming out of that clamp going up into the 200 amp panel for our 200 amp service. All right, step down in here, see how muddy it is. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, yeah. I said see how muddy it is. That was pretty bad right there. It's all right, though. It's all right. Okay, so let me straighten this out. Get it as straight as I can get it. I need what? This shed is 12 foot across, 20 foot long. So I need this 12 feet or 13 feet or something like that. And I got more than enough copper here. That should be good right there. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna straighten as I push. And I'm gonna just push it right between there. Oh, I'm getting mud on me. Mud on me. Straighten as I go. Straighten as I go. And it should just pop out the other side. Whoa, ah, fall in the mud. All right, that should be there. Let's go over and check. Oh, the bees are coming back. That's crazy. These honeybees, I don't know what they want down there. There's water everywhere. It's rained like 12 inches in 3 days. Okay, let's see how muddy this is. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think I'll sit down right here. Get this, where my rag go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, get this cleaned off. I think I'll go ahead and scuff it up. Got to make sure it's nice, because that other side, you know, had already been done. This side has never been touched. So I need to make sure we get copper on copper. Let me actually get a little file action here. I don't want it raw. I want it shiny. There we go. That looks nice and shiny. All right. One more time, get everything off there. Now let's bend this up. Perfect. Let me get my tools. Alrighty. Get it in the trench there. Again, I'll cover all that up so it can't be seen. Right in there. Here, come a little closer and show you what I'm doing. Get this position just right there. I think that should be good. Now, I am going to be tightening this again, or taking it off, because I have to put the ground rod going up into the 200 amp panel, which I'll come up right below the floor here. So that is the plan. So I don't really need to tighten this too tight. All right, it's all the way through on that side. So I probably just need about this much right here. Go ahead and cut that. There we go. Now I should be able to bend this up. And let me get a wrench and we'll put it on this clamp here. Clean this off. Nice and clean. And let me get this clamp off here. This is the one that goes over to the solar array. And you can see I've already still got it. I got this really ground down so it's nice and shiny. So it don't have to worry about not having a good electrical connection. So let's get this one and this one right side. Some people say you're not supposed to put two on the same clamp. I believe these, if I'm not mistaken, are rated for it though. That's what I'm told, at least. So let me go ahead and get this nice and tight. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. I want to make sure it's get a good electrical connection. Tug on both of them. They are tight. Just so you can see a little better. See how that cable goes around, goes through that deep trench right there. So that'll be buried. I'll get gravel and dirt over that, and this will be right at just above dirt level, and I'll have gravel covering it. But you can always have access if you need it. So I'll drill a hole right at the edge of the wall there. And we'll come up behind that flex right there, come straight up. And then if we look in the bottom of the panel, there's all these pre-made knockouts. And if you look right in the back, right there behind the big ones, you can see there's a cute little bitty one. We'll knock that out, and that's where we'll put the ground. Our knockout is right in line with this. So I need to drill the hole right there. Go straight down as much as I can. Right there. Oh, don't move on me. There we go. Come on, Tim. There we go. I can see the ground down there. I can see the ground. Pun intended. Let's knock out this little hole right here. Gotta grab a hold of it. There we go. Got that knocked off. Now I should be able to just push the wire down the hole. Ground wire down. Perfect. I think this was just a remnant piece of ground rod I had. I think it's gonna be just the right length. Just the right length. Push this behind the conduit there. There we go. And then now I gotta go down in the hole, all the way down to the ground. Now that I've got the ground rod coming down from the house, from inside, I can put it in here as well. Get them even. Get them even. There we go, up a little higher. There we go. Right there. Even in there. Gotta get them even. Oh, come on now. There we are. That should do it. Tight. Snug. All right, nothing's gonna move, and everything's perfectly grounded. I've got this grounding lug I've installed right here in the back plane. The back plane is grounded through this grounding electrode. And this green screw right here, screwed in, takes the neutral bus to ground. This is the main panel, the first means of disconnect for my inverters. So it is the main. I don't have utility power coming here. I'm not on grid. This is off grid. So the inverters are the grid. Basically, they come into here. And so this is the first means of disconnect. after the inverters. So I've got my grounding electrode right here. So I can put neutrals and grounds all along here if I want. I'll probably install another ground bar for some of the extra grounds, but all the circuit grounds will come in right next to the neutral. So my house will come out here, 200 amp breaker going out to the house. We'll have L1, L2, neutral, and then the house's ground will go in right there. Now the house's sub panel will not have the green screw installed, because it will not, this is the first means of disconnect. This is the only place we'll have neutral to ground. In the house will just be a sub panel. So let's go ahead and get this put on here, right in the center there. Come on, get that screwed in. And then we'll get the fasteners all along the bottom to get that all prettied up. Right there. All right, I got these one-hole midget straps. And guys, I'm serious. That's what they're called, midget straps. Don't get on me for politically correctness. They're called midget straps. So I've got some fasteners right here. Let's go ahead and get these installed on there. Let's see, I'll just go ahead and push it against it right there. That should be good. Hopefully you guys, my shoulder's not blocking you there. Let me go ahead and put it right there. I know these are self-tappers for metal, but it'll be okay. They'll go in. They'll go in. There we go. That looks nice right there. Go ahead and get another one right above it. All right, one right here. All right, that one looks good. Gotta get one. Let's see, I want to make sure I get everything nice and straight. Probably I put it just to the left there. Yeah, just to the left of that. Ooh, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Oh, my finger. Got my finger caught under it. There we go, right there. Nice. Get another one. These cables up out of my face. Go up about the same distance. I just want to make sure it keeps the cable nice and straight. I think I'll see if I do one here, I'll do one there, one right here. Okay, so that should equal it out a little bit. You know, Tim's got to make everything. Know what? You're probably surprised I'm not marking them with a tape measure and stuff, aren't you? Yep, I'm surprised you didn't think that. All right, next one up, about the same distance, and then let's see, we got right there. Yep. Okay. Gotta make it pleasing to the eye. Pleasing to the eye. Alright, so right there. I think it looks good. I probably should get a tape measure, but let me go and do that. Let me get a tape measure. You know my OCD is freaking out right now. Let me measure these two, and then I'll go up the same distance because I can't take this. All right, 7 inches to the top. Oh, I was right on the money. That is crazy. It's crazy that I've got an eye like that. That is some crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. That I got an eye where I can measure 7 inches up. 7 inches from the bottom to bottom. We'll be right there. So let's get this one. Come on, get over. All right, push this up a little bit. Perfect. I think that looks really good. All right, now's the time when I put it back on you. You guys are the experts. Some of you are master electricians. I need some input. Tell me what I've done wrong before I end up calling in the state inspector to do my rough end. I got a little bit more to go, but I'd rather correct it now. So over here on the solar array side, you can see I've got my solar array ground to the grounding electroconductor on this side. I've got a 6-gauge bare copper going under the shed over to the other side. Over here on the other side, we've got that ground connector goes under the shed to the grounding electrode on this side, and then we have one that goes up to the main panel inside. Inside, we come up out of the floor, got our 6-gauge bare copper wire, come in the bottom, got it to a grounding lug over there on the side. Now the question I've got in here is my green wire right there, that chassis grounds. Should I take it to one of the ground and neutral bars on the side, because they are ground, they are neutral, and it will fit in there. That 6-gauge will fit in there barely. Or should I mount a ground bar on the side or the top? Because that's really my only choice. Or I can put another grounding lug just like I've got for my grounding electrode over there on the left. I could put another one there on the right, look just like that. So in the center, right, that's where our going out to the house again, the yellow is L1, the other one's L2, center is neutral, and to the left of center would be the house ground. So that is definitely a question. I did not finish that project right there. I want to know what you think I should do with that. Now, following it to the bottom here, let's see what we got. I did change something in here since we started, and I want to know what you think I changed, okay? Coming across here. What did I change? What did I change since we installed it a minute ago? Because I definitely did change something. Okay. What I changed was I moved them from the bottom bolt to the top bolt. I wanted them away from I wanted those bolted connections away from the wires, and I think that just looks a lot better. Now, all these wires are not sticky backed and zip tied to the back yet. And because I got more wires to run. I have the inverter wires and everything. When I get done, I'll zip tie everything together. All the AC will be in the back, all the DC will be in the front, and everything should look really good. So if we come down below here and look, how's that look? I think it looks pretty good. Any issues, let me know. And you can see over here how that one looks. Okay, so I'm going to button everything up. Some of the next things I got to do is get the battery cables down through here and down through these holes. We've got 3, 2, 1, and then of course the charge inverter right there. Those cables got to go up in there and down there. Then I got to run the load or inverter wires all the way over. Those are 6-gauge stranded up to the 50 amp breakers that go in there. So. And of course, I've got all the breakers to install on the panel to finish up. I also got to finish up that receptacle there and the receptacle right there and the mini split on the outside of the wall. Oh, we also got the 50 amp load center, right? It has for the campers, you got 50 amp, 30 amp, and a GFCI that's go out there to a 50 amp breaker in here. So we still got lots more to do, but before I go on, I really want to know what I should do about this. Have I made a mistake? What would you do differently? I don't know about for you all, but for me, this stuff is fun. I like seeing electrical things come together and all the wires connecting and getting the wire labels on them and zip tied and all organized and pretty. I like that. That's fun. And I got a lot more to do with that too. So hopefully if you enjoyed today's video, you can give it a big old thumbs up and like, share, and subscribe. I've told you about all the stuff that's coming. And also, we've got to build an off-grid barn house. So not only are we doing electrical, we're going to be doing construction, building a house. And it's a unique house, too, out of structural insulated panels and timber framing. So if you can, again, hit that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. And until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed, blessed day. Go Ridge Life. Woo!